High fidelity. Nothing's gonna come my way to the proof that I hope to find. It's gonna happen. We should get the back. I know this change is gonna be. I know this change is gonna do me good. Even though it hurts me now, I know that you need me. You gotta choose and let me know. Go back now and just that high. You should. I know this change is gonna be. I know this change is gonna do me good. Even though it hurts me now, I know that you do me changes in the way I'm getting better to be free. I'm on my back and all of this Aloha. Good evening. This is Aloha Live out of Blackstaff, Arizona, with Spiritual Productions on Blog Talk Radio and FreeConferencing.com and Ustream. Establishing and maintaining right relationships with human rights. Aloha, welcome to tonight's feature night series of Aloha Live. Tonight we're talking with Monique Strong in Free to View in 2017. All the way out of California. Aloha, Monique.
Aloha.
Thank you for being here. And just to let you know, Monique is an artist at SAG-AFTRA. She's a real estate agent at Strong Real Estate Inc. And then a photographer at Strong Studio Pictures. And we were just talking about this, but I apologize because there's some I didn't get all the information out there that I wanted to about Monique. So in case you do want to check her out, you can go to www.ladymoniquestrong.com, and that's LADYMONIQUESTRONG.com. So if you want to get some more information about her, you can go there and connect with her there if you wish. In the meantime, I do want to give a big aloha. We're going to come back and talk in a minute here, in a few minutes. I do want to give a big aloha to all of our undergrads. And again, I apologize because I'm still recovering from a big bout bout that I had several weeks ago with the pneumonia and the flu. So if you want to just go with me, then we'll just get through it. But anyhow, I do want to give a big aloha to all of our underwriters who all help make this show happen from week to week, month to month, year to year, beginning with Maha Bikini Lore at www.mahabikini.com. Maha Bikini Lore's life has been a personal journey exploring sexuality and spirituality for over 20 years. She's a certified tantric counselor and tantric healer, and a certified mind and sound teacher. Maha Bikini Lore is also a graduate of Margaman Year-long Skype Users Facilitator Training Program, and is the current member of the American Association of Sex Educators, Counselors, and Therapists Club, as well as the charter member of the Association of Sexual Energy Professionals, who regularly attends trainings and conferences to keep up with the latest research and information on sexual education. And then we have the 90-day Ascension Journey at www.90dayascensionjourney.com. When you sign up for the 90-day Ascension Journey, you will be facilitated with defining and redefining your soul to that purpose. You will be assisted with finding out what Ascension means to you on this journey. You will be provided with tools, techniques, and assistance to empower you to connect and reconnect with yourself and your emotions and beings in your mind, body, and spirit. With a universal soul-centered process, you will be going through a lifelong transformation that will allow you to move forward with your endeavors and never look back if you dare. And just to let you guys know, I wrote the book version of this several months ago last year, and if you go to the 90dayascensionjourney.com or spiritualengeproduction.com, there's a gift of the book. You can click on that. That'll take you to a page that will give you more information about the book, including the introductory and first chapter if you want to read it. And also, I'm working right now on doing some workshops with that program. So stay tuned, and then if you want to get some more information about that, then sign up for the email that's on at spiritualimageproductions.com, spiritualimageproductions.com, and that'll help keep you afloat of everything that's going on with us. So yeah, we also have a Move On Symposium 2017 at www.moveonsymposium.com. The Move On Symposium is the world's most respected meeting of the mind on UFO phenomena. From a scientific standpoint, there is no other event on Earth that comes even close. Come along and be immersed in our quest to unravel the mystery of the UFO phenomenon, to be held at the JW Marriott in Las Vegas, Nevada, from the 21st to the 23rd of July 2017 this year. So anyhow, if you happen to see me there, give me a high five, let me know, and at least say hi. And thank you for doing so. Yeah, we also have Orange Sky at Talking Stick, or www.talkingstickresort.com. Orange Sky is the signature fine dining restaurant of Talking Stick Resort. Was one of the most best sunset views in Arizona. And in fact, I went up there and they served me a full-fledged dinner. And it was amazing along with the dessert. It was just pretty amazing food. I can't even remember all the food, all stuff that I ate, but it was so long, it was like several months ago. But anyhow, I took a look around, and wow, the view from there was like I don't know how many stories, 20, 25 stories high. And you can just see all of Phoenix area, and it was amazing. So anyhow, one of the best sunset views in Arizona, and an award-winning wine list. It's always operational Monday through Sunday from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then on Fridays and Saturdays it's open till 11 p.m. Make your reservations today. So we're back to Monique here now. Aloha, Monique, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
Of course I could be better, but that's okay. I'm just staying with the flow, whatever that means. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
So anyhow,
I'll be.
Well, go ahead.
I was to say that I'll be praying after this for you to have a divine intervention and healing, so you'll have a miraculous restoration of your lungs, and that God will, use this time for you to become one with Him and get back on track.
And I'll take all the help I can get showing up. Exactly. And thank you for doing so. And you talked earlier about some of the stuff that we were going through, so, hopefully everything will work out in a good way, with whatever you're going through. But anyhow, what I want to do is just take a step back and get to know Monique. A lot of our audience, or most all of them, don't know who Monique is. So if you can just take a step back and give us an idea, just kind of give us a bio. And we got an hour and a half to play with, or over an hour. So we got plenty of time. So you don't have to rush and rush with it. You can take your time about it and go from there. But wherever you want to start at, that's fine.
Okay.
Where were you going at? Go ahead, and how'd you grow up, and all that stuff. Go ahead.
Okay, I was born in the San Fernando Valley in Van Nuys, California. My mother was born in North Hollywood High School, so she's also from the valley. She was born during, there was a flood in 1938. She was born in North Hollywood High School. One of the nurses was named Jane. The other nurse was named Eleanor, so that was my mother's name, Jane Eleanor. My dad grew up in Chavez Ravine, near Echo Park, Los Angeles, and originally from Kansas. He was raised by his aunt. His mother had passed from childbirth early on, and one of my cousins who he grew up with as a brother served at Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C., as one of the only Latins to serve as Sergeant at Arms to Ronald Reagan in Washington, D.C. So I predominantly was from the Los Angeles area. I'm second generation on my mom's side from Los Angeles. Grew up in San Fernando Valley. Had my children. I've got 4 children. I've had 5. I lost my firstborn to an airborne bacteria called meningococcemia at 21 months. And you never really think that's ever going to happen to you. You always think you're going to outlive your children. Your children will outlive you, that you're going to, pass long before your children. And that's furthest thing from your mind that you will ever have to attend your child's funeral. It was something that you never expect and you never get over. As they say, time heals. It heals the wound, but the scar never goes away. That's something that, it's an experience, and God gives you He always promises that He'll never give you more than you can handle, and that is for sure. So after my firstborn had passed, I then had 4 children after that. I've got 3 boys and 1 girl. I've got a 13-year-old Parker Taz Strong, and I've got a 15-year-old Brett Livingston Strong II, and I've got a 23-year-old daughter, Monette Moyo, from my first marriage, and then I've got another son, Ashton Moyo. I'd like to have some beautiful, wonderful children after experiencing what I went through with the first one. So I'll have to be wonderful.
Got it.
Very appreciative for that.
So now, did you go to college as well, Monique?
I did, yes. I went to Pierce College, I went to UCLA for screenwriting and business.
Got it.
I've also taken vocational, lots of vocational, different things within the business world. I was the youngest licensed insurance broker in the state of California in 1985. I owned and operated my own insurance brokerage. I would go and insure all the Rolls Royces, people who had acquired Rolls Royces. I did that but early on, I was in high school, and I had a girlfriend who asked me, she said, oh, would you like to come and work? I've got this job. My dad got me into working, doing valet parking for private parties. And she said, you get to drive Rolls Royces, you get to drive Mercedes-Benz, you get to drive every car that you could imagine. And I was 16. I said, they actually they'll let us drive them at 16? I said, yes, I want to do that. It sounds like so much fun. And so I did that. I ended up at Kay Bernstein, the personal manager's house, and I met a guy by the name of John Rockwell. And John Rockwell said, oh, come over to a friend of mine with me to come over to his house. So I went over to a friend, the guy's name was Jerry. He lived at Pig there, and I thought nothing of it because I didn't know anything. I thought he's a really nice guy. Hey, do you want to go to the Laker game? I said, sure, Lakers. Well, I'd love to go to the Laker game. He said, be back there by 6 o'clock, the limo's going to leave around 6:30. And so first night a bunch of people hopped in the limo. We went and had dinner at the dorm and sat at this long table. And the next night, months later, still going. And then somebody said, well, you know who Jerry, you know who he is? And I said, yeah, he's Jerry. He said, well, he owns this whole place, and he owns the Lakers, and he owns all this entertainment. I said, Jerry? Him? No way. I'm like, he was just such a wonderful, nice, down-to-earth guy, and you just don't, ever, think that you end up in these places. And so then, we would go everywhere, all the dinners, and we would go to these different, all this boxing and the hockey games, and it was a lot of fun sitting at the table. There was everybody who was at the top of their game would come in and have dinner every night before the sporting events, and so I got to have dinner with everybody, you name it, from Don King to all the athletes. The first time that they would show up, the first game they would come before they signed their contracts with their families, they'd have a dinner and get to know everybody. And there I was, and it was a wonderful, wonderful time. Dr. Jerry Buck was the most gracious, the most generous, kind, wonderful, wonderful human being, and I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to be able to meet him and be invited back. That was one thing that I always said, that whenever I'm invited somewhere, I always want to be the type of person that people want to have you around and that you want to be invited back. And so I was always invited back to all the sporting events and all the things, and it was just a really wonderful, wonderful time. And I'm so appreciative to Dr. Buck for giving me an amazing opportunity into the business world, into every aspect. I ended up meeting a insurance broker, and that was how I got into the insurance business. That's an insurance broker, and then he asked me if I wanted to come and help out. I literally did whatever I could do for this guy, Norman Long, in Beverly Hills. Whatever anybody didn't want to do, I said, I'll take out the trash, I'll do whatever so I can learn. I just want to learn every single aspect. Because my philosophy on life basically is that God always brings people together for a purpose and a plan. And you never know what the purpose of the plan is, and you never know enough. I always go into things thinking I know nothing, and I would love to learn everything. And if you learn from the bottom up, you end up getting an insight into that business on how the day-to-day operations and the functions work, and you get a better insight as opposed to coming in at the top and not really taking the time to learn all the important small things that you need to learn in life. So I was fortunate enough to be invited into this business and the insurance industry, and I studied and didn't go out. I didn't do anything for months. and I ended up getting my insurance license, owning and operating an insurance brokerage, then went on to be a representative for a company called Aon Albert G. Rubin, who is the largest entertainment insurance brokerage firm. I was a representative for them, and I also did public relations for them as well. And I made a lot of contacts within the film, TV, and film industry that lifelong friends, and that I correlated to makers being able to have access to the tickets and getting the high seats and getting into the chairman's room with the biggest producers in Hollywood. I would invite them carte blanche into the Laker games, and the Lakers were at their peak. Really got to know a lot of the most prominent people within the entertainment industry, and having a Laker ticket at the time when nobody can get those Laker tickets because the playoffs, and it's an invaluable tool. And so I was fortunate to be able to utilize that in helping others and getting them into games they wanted to get into, and meeting a lot of people that I built relationships with and friendships with, and still today that I can pick the phone to a majority of people in the business, and be able to go in to see them with a project or whatever it is that I'm working on. So I originally going back to being originally from the San Fernando Valley, everything kind of comes full circle. When I started going to the games and meeting people, I met a lot of people. They were either parents or people that I grew up with, and so everything, in a sense, in life comes full circle. You meet people, and as they say, we're always 6 degrees of separation from people that you think you don't know the biggest person in whatever industry it is. A lot of times, the way that God has us interconnected, that we are 6 degrees of separation from people that can help you to help others. And I'm a big believer in that God uses you as a tool to help others. It's not about what you can do for yourself or how you can get things for yourself. It's how can you help others, which really makes your life that's so fulfilling. It'll have your life really give meaning and purpose to life when you're able to help others and to help others see their dreams and their visions, and you become part of that team and with a purpose to help others get to their dreams and plans that God always instills in us, all of us, dreams, hopes, and goals, and if you're serving God, being utilized as a tool to help others in getting to that place where God has given them those dreams. It really gives you a really cool, amazing, fulfilled life. But like in anything, none of us are perfect. We all fall short. We all have things, troubles that happen, and things in life. And the good news is that we all have a wonderful opportunity to have God in our life, and to have our Maker guide us through. He put us on the planet with a blueprint to our life. Each and every one of us have a complete blueprint and a purpose. And the more that we give to our Creator and our Maker, He will fulfill that purpose within us. The more we fight it and we say, oh, I can do this on my own. I don't need anybody. I don't need anything. I don't need to believe in, in a higher power. I don't need to believe in, I can just do it. Then you begin fighting against yourself. It just becomes self-destructive. But the more you give to God, the more that God gives to you, and that your purpose on the planet becomes a smoother road when the troubles and the problems come against you. It allows you to have hope, and where you can see your dreams and goals are going to come to fruition. And that's the one wonderful thing about having a personal relationship, not a religion, but a relationship and friendship with your Maker, God, who is alive in you if you allow Him to come in and live in you. He puts you in places, He brings people to you where you you can't even imagine the unimaginable things happen, miraculous.
Right. But that's a good point. Couple of good points. That first of all, that if you let God live within you, or if you accept, and I don't know, I guess it sounds one of those Christian church ceremonies or sermons. But if you accept God into your life, or allow God to abide with you and move in you and express through you, then the amount of stuff you can accomplish and learn and work they can do is just amazing. You'll be surprised. People will just be surprised from that. I agree 100%.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So now, go ahead.
I just wanted, I'll let you ask the next question.
You're growing up in California. Now, what are your parents doing at this point when you're growing up? What kind of work are they doing?
My mom attended Woodbury University, and she graduated as an artist. She's an artist. She draws. She's got a degree in interior design, and she creates art. And now she's a licensed not insurance. She's a licensed talent agent. But for the most part, my mom is an artist.
Right.
She's got a degree in creating in art.
What's your medium? Oil, or what she will mostly work with?
Acrylic, watercolor, and acrylic.
Right. And your dad?
My dad is a hairstylist, hairdresser.
Oh, really?
And an avid golfer.
Yeah, well, in that case, we would definitely like Arizona. There's a lot of golfers out here. I can tell you that right now. They told me that I believe that there's 252 golf courses out here spread throughout Arizona, and I just couldn't believe that there was one. But that people really like golf out here. And now they have a big race night a tournament. I think it's in January, February, I can't remember. And then other golf tournaments as well. But they always have some kind of golf tournament going on around here.
Oh wow! My dad lives in Utah. He's been with a woman for probably 20 some years. Susan McCraven. Her husband, she's divorced from now, is the creator of Mork and Mindy and Perfect Strangers. And she's the sister-in-law of Don Adams. So her sister married Don Adams.
Interesting. Go ahead.
And so my dad has been in Palm Springs between the both places. She's back and forth.
Well, that's funny because I think just today I was, for some reason, the Pam Dauber from Mork and Mindy came up, and so I was just researching her to see what she was up to these days. And,
so Dale McCraven and Susan, they worked together, Dale and Susan McCraven, and so during all the time that those shows were created, that's the wonderful thing about the state of California. When you're married to somebody and they create things during the marriage, you then own house. And so she owns, as the creator of the Mork and Mindy and Perfect Strangers, those shows.
Oh, really? Wow.
So got a wonderful life, yeah.
Now that's the other thing that I've been looking to do is go to the Sundance Film Festival, which I haven't done. That's in Utah, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Have you been to that?
I have been one time, and I'll probably be looking forward to going back again. I went over there with Millennium Films, New Image, Avi Lerner Company.
Got it.
I was fortunate enough to go over there, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of great films to see, a lot of talent, creative.
Well, have you heard about the Sedona International Film Festival here in Arizona?
No.
You haven't? No. Because that's probably the most popular film festival here in Arizona, too. They have a number, it's in February, and they have a number of celebrities that come out here. This year, I believe they had Chicago play at your whole venue out there. And well, unfortunately, I was laid out during that whole entire process, but anyhow, sometimes if you want to check it out, you can check it out.
Definitely, absolutely.
So, I guess my questions, well, I'll tell you what, let's go like this. Let's take a little breather, so that way we can take time to regroup a little bit. I want to go ahead and play some music, and send out some love, blessings, healing, goodness, and light and love to some people right now. Let me see, for some reason the music department for the show has been dwindling over the years, and so I've got enough music on tap that I can work with, and people just let me play whatever I want, so I just go with it. Daniel Paul, I want to play a song by Daniel Paul by the name of, it's called Om Namah Shivaya, and I believe the name of the album that this song is on, it's called Elephant Prayers, and in fact that's an amazing album. I really like that album. But anyhow, we're going to send out love, blessings, healing, goodness, and light, love. Of course, you, Monique, and your family and friends, to me and my family and friends, to all, I want to send out love, blessings, healing, goodness, and light, love to Sri Karina Mai. She's a saint that's out of India, and to all her family and friends and devotees and people that are working with her. She's on tour right now. She was here in Phoenix about a couple of weeks ago, and every time she comes into town, something miraculous always happens in my life. That's really good. So, but anyhow, I want to send out love, blessings, healing, goodness, and light, of course. Mr. Trump, President Trump, he needs our help with him, of course, and his family and his people. To all the kids and the animals in the plant, I'm not trying, especially the ones who need concern. Anybody you want to add to that, Monique?
Just like to pray for the unity of our nation right now.
Okay, good.
That we all come together and that we all see a clearer vision, and that when there's division, then our nation can't stand strong. And so the one most important thing is that we all need to stand strong together as a nation. Even though we may not all disagree, we all need to stand together and be strong in unity. And that's I think the message is this unity that, if there's things that, right now as a leader, a lot of people don't agree with Trump running the country, and Hillary not winning. But today we have to live in the now, not in the past, and not in the hope for things that might happen tomorrow, may or may not, but we have to live now, today, and we all need to support who's running our country. Like it or not, we all need to come together and just have unity so we can stand strong as a country. As our, the nation, it's like we need to all come together and just have unity. And I just pray for peace and this inner peace for everybody, and just seeing the clear vision that we need to come together with unity.
You know, that's such a good point, and I'm thank you for saying that, Monique, is that, years ago, I was literally in the middle of the LA riots, so back in 1991 or something like that. So, literally, I was living in East LA at the time, and then I drove up the next morning, the morning after, I get on the bus because I had a new job, and I went to bed early because of the new job. I didn't know what was going on. And so anyhow, it was appalling how everything was torn up, how the whole city was torn up, and it was just amazing. And they had a visual for some guys that was going to be put to death on death row. And I went to and told the news reporters and the media, I said, hey, you know what? We need to come together, and we need to show the country, the world, that we know how to get it together and really work with each other and be in harmony with each other, no matter what's going on, no matter what the situation is. So I agree with you 100%, is that not only do we need to come together as one, but we need to show the world, you know, because otherwise we're just like all these other third world countries, bickering and fighting amongst each other, and it's stupid. You know, people are acting like teenagers, like high school kids. And so, you know, do we want high school kids running our country, our world? I don't know. That's a good question. But in the meantime, we really need to work with each other and be of service and be an example to the world that we know how to work, you know, be in harmony and come together and really make things happen in a good way, in a good divine way, that will exemplify each other. You know, 'cause the best way to lead and to be a role model is to be an example. We're role model, and it's also the hardest. So we need to choose that hard road and be an example and lead. And if we're going to be leaders, then we may as well do it right and be an example and be role models to the whole world, and show them that we know how to come together as a unity, as one, and work with each other and you know, get along. So I agree with you 100%. And we'll go ahead and send our love blessings to you, to everyone else in need and concern. In fact, to all the people, especially the homeless people out there who are really struggling, but and they need to figure out how to get themselves back up the car or up the car so that they'll live a much more comfortable life. So we're going to go ahead and play Everyone Actually by Daniel Paul from Alvin, Elephant Players, and we'll be back. and Ustream, establishing and maintaining recognition of ships. who was. Tonight we're talking with Monique Strong, all the way out of California, in Free to Be Me in 2017. And so far, we've talked about Monique's background, growing up in California. She's a native of California. She grew up in the Hollywood scene, and she's met all kinds of people, really from all over the world. I'm assuming that, is it safe to say that, Monique?
Yes, it is.
Well, she had a lifestyle of glamour and glitter, I think it's safe to say that, where she met all kinds of celebrities and people that are influences on our planet, on our world. And so she's had the ability or the opportunity to meet with these minds and really get a perception or idea of what these people are thinking, what they're feeling, what they're emoting, what they're going through, what they're wanting to accomplish. I'm assuming it's safe to say that. And so when you say Free to Be Me in 2017, what do you mean by that? What are you talking about? What's it mean to be free to begin with?
Well, I have this past last year been going through a horrific divorce. I was in a relationship that the best way to put it is that I had been hospitalized several times because my husband used to beat me. He would go to the bars, he would come home drunk, he would accuse me of cheating, he would beat me, the worst things that you could ever imagine. And for whatever reason, you don't leave, because once they sober up, you think that they are going to be better. They're going to treat you the way that the next day is like the honeymoon phase, where they shower you with gifts because they're so sorry by the way that they've treated you from the night before, that they're so nice to you that you then think they're going to stay at that place of being nice. So I was in a horrible, abusive marriage, and I was with him for 17 years, and now I'm going through a divorce. I finally got the courage, which it was really difficult to do, found the courage to break free from the cycle of domestic abuse, break free from feeling that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't enough, that if I left, I was listening to the threat, or I would be without, I wouldn't be able to become anything. And there were just so many negative things that over the years that were just embedded into my mind that I'm so appreciative now. I just got free, got the courage to file for divorce. I have an amazing lawyer, Mark Kaplan. He is gone beyond. I can't say enough about him. And I'm free. I feel like God's got me at this place. I could have never done it without my faith. And each day with the word, the positive word that just feeds my soul every day, to give me the courage, to give me the belief that God created me, He's put me on the planet, and that He's allowing me another chance at life, and that it's going to be a bigger and better ride than ever before. The things that have happened in the past are in the past, but now is the time that God's got a purpose and a plan, and that the more I look to God, the more that things are, He helps me. Not that things are easy going through what I'm going through. A lot of times my patience is tested, but I always have to believe that God has a purpose. When the worst things seem like they're happening, God does positive things to come out of that.
Good.
So, I'm at this place now where I have my relationship with my Creator, knowing that I am free to be me. I don't have that, that negative energy putting stop on every single thing that I would go to do, as I'm, working or, coming across people to help them in their journey to become an actor. The how-to of helping others, I was always beaten up and getting the negative, guilt trip of, not being there for, not doing the right thing. I was always led to believe I wasn't doing the right thing. And now I'm free to be me. I'm free to go and find out all the things that God has on the planet to discover that I've never, ever had the opportunity to do so. So I'm so appreciative. I'm so grateful for life now, and that knowing that I am enough, and that all the things that I'm going through, I'm taking in each day as a learning process, and making the most of each and every day in this newfound freedom, where the time allocated is utilized productively. I set goals, and each day I work towards that goal, so I can complete those goals and move forward and each goal and dreams that are given, that I'm free to be me, to go to get those dreams and go to live a life that, without any hindrances and without any, negative, ridicule or, the things that I was allowing at the time. And so, free from the suppression, free from the beating, free from being told I wasn't enough, just free now to be me, free to go on in life and become and achieve all the goals and dreams that I have.
Got it. So let's take a step back, and first of all, there's a number of things that come up when you're saying all this, and because I remember my own mother going through a lot of similar stuff, and me growing up and me feeling helpless because I couldn't do anything because I was just a kid, right? So who am I? But that's one of the things that perpetrators do. They dominate you through different means and making you feel guilty, and of course the beatings are all part of the process. So now, first of all, what did this person do at the time? What kind of work does he do, or did he do at the time when you were with him?
He's a world-renowned artist.
Oh, really? Okay. So so now, I guess what I want to say is, at which point did you learn that you were in an abusive relationship? How far into the game? How long did you live in? At which point did you realize, okay, this is abusive. This is not healthy?
When I was hospitalized at Cedars-Sinai with stitches in my head after a beating.
So you said you were with him for 17 years. How long were you married to him? 7 years, but you were with him 17 years. And so, when did you end up being hospitalized into that relationship? Initially, the first time.
The last four of the relationship, last 4 years.
So are you saying to me that you didn't realize that you didn't? Well, okay, I don't want to do that either. So let's go ahead and go this route. Because to me, when in fact I just got having this conversation with another young woman that I worked with several months ago, she just broke up. Her boyfriend just broke up. She finally realized that he didn't want to marry her, and so he moved out. And so what I told her was, when you're in a relationship relationship and your partner is supporting you in whatever you're trying to accomplish or do, or just you in general, then that's when you know you're in the right relationship. But when somebody is trying to demean you or take away from you, or I can't even say the right word, but anyhow, when somebody is not supporting you,
verbally abusive,
that's when
emotionally.
So, and what I'm saying is, the relationship is not necessarily a bad relationship when you're in the hospital. It could even be recorded, again, with the verbal abuse, the emotional abuse, the spiritual abuse, and even the mental abuse. There's all levels of abuses, and we're not even getting to the physical abuse. The physical abuse typically is the last resort of them being out of control. They feel like they don't have control anymore, so they have to get a physical. So I say this not just to you, but there are all those women out there, and especially to my mother, 20 years ago, if you're not in a good, healthy relationship, and you're not being supported, and there is a level of working things out. There is a level of resolving stop issues in a relationship, and that are still healthy. But that's only through resolving them. But if it's continuing, it's a continued process. If it's a pattern, 3 times or more is a pattern. Then obviously we need to take different steps, go in a different direction, or do something to change it so that you'll feel more comfortable. You'll be in a better much. And you said it, and I'm going to tell you this, that not only you, but all the women out there that are going through or have gone through this stuff. I give you permission. To get out of that. Any unhealthy relationship that you don't need or want, and anything in moment that you want to get out of it. So I give you permission to do that. Period. Sometimes that's all that women or people need is just permission. Just to do it. And I'm very proud of you, and I congratulate you on your steps to make your life better for yourself. And when you do that for yourself, you're actually making life better for everyone around you as well, for the rest of the world as well. So when I'm feeling happy, then you're going to be feeling happy. That energy is going to go out to the universe, and everybody around on this planet can be feeling happy to some level or another. They're going to feel that energy, literally. So it's important, again, and we're going back to being one with each other, in harmony with each other. And again, if we're in harmony with each other, when the people in the United States are in harmony with each other, then I guarantee you, the rest of the world is going to be feeling those energies, and they're going to feel better about themselves too. Period. So it's really what goes around comes around type of thing. So what I want to ask, so you didn't really feel like you were in an abusive relationship until you were in the hospital. And so
I always felt that I was in an abusive relationship, but it was a control, the way that I was controlled, where it wasn't always clear. There were times that it was like the honeymoon phase where everything was fantastic, and the gifts constantly, bringing the rooms and the gifts and taking you shopping, and then there were the times where it would be the rant and rave of the accusations that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't cooking the meal. I didn't have a meal prepared on the stove at 6 o'clock when he never came home until 10 o'clock after the bar, after the season at the bar. He would serve the bar every night, the happy hour, and then extend that on. Come home by 10 o'clock, and if I didn't have a meal on the stove, then I was a bad wife. I wasn't good enough. I was never enough for him. Until his going to the bars led to him meeting other women and having relationships with other women who then would accuse me of cheating. And I think the final was this last one where he had asked me something that I found out that he was cheating because I was passing STD. And from then on, I thought he didn't care about my well-being, that he would go with a paid escort, and he still is with the paid escort. He didn't care enough about me or myself or my children or our children enough to have the respect or decency to carry on with this paid escort. And so I think that in itself was a big eye-opener for me. He would tell me he's going to a meeting, Finally, I had enough. I put a tracker on our car. It was our car where it was registered to me. I put a tracker on the car, and I watched where he was going. Whenever he would say he was going to one place, he was going completely the opposite direction. And I ended up walking in to where he was after a few months of following, seeing where he was not going where he told me he was meeting. He was with this paid escort. And I walked in and I said, do you know he's a married man? And he said, I'm not married to you. And so I guess he had been telling this paid escort that he was not married. He's been running around town telling everybody he's not a married man. So it was a good eye opener, and I think through life, things have to happen for you to get the courage.
Got it.
And move forward in life. So.
Well, one of the things that I told this young woman that I talked to you a few days ago is that when we part ways, when we break up with a partner and part ways with them, there's literally a grieving process that we go through. And the grieving process is, anger, sadness, guilt, shame, and I think the final step is anger. So when you can get to anger, to the point of anger, then that means you're not giving up anymore. You're depressed, and that means basically you're giving up in a sense of speaking. And in fact, I was just talking with another woman today. This woman, I don't know, she was in the tantra community, and I guess she was really depressed, and she committed suicide. So and there was a lot of people that she left behind that knew her and that were involved with her, mentored her, but the final frontier for her was depression and suicide. So but if you end up getting angry, on the other hand, then you're ready to take steps to change, to move on, to do something different, right?
Yes. The most difficult part is that when you have children, you don't want to disrupt their life with the violence that goes on. And if you do call the police, you do have children, a lot of times they're going to be removed from the home, and you might not ever get your children back. Unfortunately, that's the reality of our society. So I stayed in it because I knew that I would be able to get out at a certain point, but I didn't know when that time would be, and I didn't want them to be put into a foster home. I didn't want that to happen, because it's so strange that when you really need your friends, there's nobody around. Nobody but God. That's all that you have. You have your relationship with your Creator, and your friends desert you. When you really are down and out, people don't really want to come knocking at your door looking to see how you are, what's going on. Nobody wants to hear it anymore. They've heard it enough. They've heard it for so many years. They don't want to hear it anymore. So your friends who you think are your friends are gone. You have no friends. The most difficult thing is that you know you have to leave. You know you're frustrated, but how do you get the money to pay a lawyer? A good lawyer is going to cost you $50,000 to $20,000 for a retainer. What do? How do you go get one of these lawyers that you're going to need to be able to feed your children, pay for where you live, and all the things, the assets that have been accumulated during the marriage, if there are any, you've got to get a good lawyer that's going to really look out after you. So I definitely, that was one of my hindrances. I didn't know what to do, who to turn to. Friends weren't asking me, hey, you need to borrow 20 grand to go get a good lawyer. So that's one of the biggest hurdles, is that you want to, when you're living in a lifestyle, that you're living in a home that is $25,000 a month, 9,000 square foot home. You have that sense of false security. Right. So to leave that to go to having your kids in foster home and possibly, not being able to get a dime out of it, or, going into it's the fear of the unknown. You're in fear. So I think all the years that I stayed was because I was fearful of not being able to have my children with me, and fearful of not being able to have a life at all, and not knowing what was going to happen in the future.
So now, earlier you answered my question from earlier part of it. Because my question to you, and you already answered part of this, and that you first of all, you had to identify the problem, the issue, the abuse that's going on. You had, and that, to all the women out there, that's the first step to being free, to getting out of an unhealthy relationship, is identifying that and knowing that you are in an unhealthy relationship, period. You have to get out of your own way. You have to really be transparent, be honest with you, really honest with yourself, and say, am I in a good relationship with a relationship or not? And if you are, again, you're going to be supporting each other. You're not going to be beating each other up, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or physically. You're going to be working together. You're supporting each other. And stuff happens, of course. And so, but you have good, healthy ways of dealing with problems, with issues. There's always a resolve for everything that's out there, for the most part. So if you're working on either you're working on resolving an issue or problem, or you're beating each other up. So which is it going to be? It's not any one or the other. There's no in between. You're either resolving the problem or making the problem worse. So which side of the corner are you going to be on? Or you want to be on? So again, you identify the problem, and then you by finding out that this guy is cheating on you. And so, my next step, my question again continues. What other steps did you take to finally get out of that relationship? And of course, the lawyer thing, that's the least of your issues, because you're still dealing with the physical aspect of being in that relationship. And so you got to get physically out of that relationship, out of that space, and into a place where you're safe. And that's what people, for all you women out there, that's the first thing you want to do, is get to once you identify the problem, you got to get to a place where you're safe, where you're secure, and you know that you're not going to be harmed, your kids are not going to be harmed, and so forth. So what did you do and what measures did you take, what steps did you take to finally get from point A to point Z? Monique.
I'm blessed in that my first ex-husband and I have an amazing friendship, a relationship. My two older children, John Moyo, are from John, and he took my two boys in, and they lived with him for 6 months. He took them in, he paid for their meals, he took care of them. He was a dad to them. He's a director, he's directed, he's an actor, second unit director, stunt coordinator. In the business, he's a very prominent person with a great sense of person. He's got a great just inner soul, and somebody who's upstanding. He's a great upstanding citizen, somebody with morals and value, and it was so so blessed to be able to have him, and my older children who took my two boys in. They lived there for 6 months. So all my kids were together, for 6 months. And then I stayed with, my one son was living with his girlfriend, the star of Pitch, the TV show, Kylie Bunbury. So I lived with Kylie for a few months, and I was fortunate enough to have that to be able to go to. I had yes, I had a family support system. And Kylie Bunbury, I can't say enough about her. She's amazing that she allowed me to come into her home, and, gave me security of a place to stay. While her career was blowing through the roof with the TV show Pitch, and she was under a lot of stress and being able to get everything ready and for her new TV show. And so once I completely got away and got to really have time to start, I went online and I got a lot of the programs that are about building a relationship, building up you again and getting over the loss of the relationship and really doing a lot of soul searching and finding the Bible extremely comforting, where the Word of God each day, the positivity, just positive input, it conquered all of the negativity that was going on in wrestling in my mind and in my soul. So when I finally got to the place, I needed to come up with a big retainer for a lawyer, and so I ended up getting, jewelry that I had been given, and I got that and was able to pay the exact amount to the dollar that the lawyer needed for his retainer. So I was blessed in that I was able to just get that accomplished. I got that hurdle accomplished, and then the next hurdle was, getting all the information to the lawyer, and then getting the restraining order on when he got wind of knowing what was really going to happen. I needed to make sure that I'm protected and I'm in a safe place. So I do now have a restraining order that's a stipulation in the court. So it's almost like a permanent restraining order.
Wow.
So from that aspect, he can't contact me, he can't call me, he can't look my way. He has to stay, more than, I think it's 25 to 50 feet away from me. That was huge. That, him not being able to contact me, him not being able to be in that energy of the control. Once that connection stopped, it became easier. You have your good days and your bad days, for the most part. I think just the Word of God and just doing a lot of research and finding a lot of programs on the internet where you really find out, how our makeup is as human beings, and how, our greed and the greed of people and how the strong survive, and how we are, in a sense, we have such animalistic ways where we need to, for survival, it's the strong that survive, and why we do things the way we do. So I had to do a lot of soul searching and finding out within my own makeup of why I've done the things that I've done, and now I'm in a really amazing place where I believe that there is so much more out there. I am pleased. I don't have that constant negative voice any longer, which is feeding that negative energy. It's just any negative energy that tries to come around or come around. I don't stay in. I don't allow it in. And so it's really amazing to be in a really great place now, knowing that I have this amazing future, and so much is going on positive in my life and my children's lives, and it's really exciting. it's really exciting to be in a great place knowing that everything's coming together and working together for the good, and that God's got this plan, and I'm part of it, and all these hopes and dreams are coming alive. And it's such an exhilarating feeling to be free, to be able to, if I want to go to the gym and work out for 4 hours a day while my kids are, at school, and, I've got these great series between the businesses that I'm running. I can go and do that, and I don't have the voice of anybody to tell me how, what are you doing, you're cheating, you're doing this, the negative energy. So I am so free now, and it's just an amazing feeling.
So that's a good point.
At that place.
Monique, is that now you're probably thinking a lot clearer than you have in a long time or ever. And so when people are confused, they're having a hard time making decisions because of confusion. Typically it's because they're not in their heart space. And so you have to find, it doesn't matter what situation you're in, you have to find a way to get into your heart space. Because when you're in your heart space, then where there's nothing but love, unconditional love, then you're able to make those clear decisions. And literally, and then the other point that you made that's very important is that you do find a connection with a higher source, with a deity, with a being, a brother that's higher, that's more involved. Jesus, Saint Germain, Mother Mary, whoever that is along the path a lot farther than you are, most of us are, and they know how to deal with these situations. From years and years ago, lifetimes ago, or whatever. So you want to work with a team that's going to be supportive of the Legion effort and what's best for you individually. And the team is not necessarily beings that are in the physical body, that are around you in the physical body. The team, part of the team, or even a lot of the team, depending on what's going on in life, are in the spirit world, are out there working with hundreds of thousands of people, not just you, but they're already working with all kinds of people out there, and they can only work with the people that will listen, that will pay attention, that will invite them, that will be open to their services, to their support. So if you're not open to that support, to their services, then or even take the time to ask, and you may not get that support from the other side, and not just from here on the physical. So it's very important that people understand that and work with that and guide that, because otherwise you'll be stuck. And like a few days ago, like this woman, she didn't know where else to go, and so she was so depressed, she committed suicide. And did she have to commit suicide? No. There's no reason to. That she should have committed suicide, but again, she didn't have a good support system. That's the reason she committed suicide. She just did not have a good support system. And maybe she did have a good support system here in physical, but she didn't have a good support system on the other side, from the spirit world. And that's what what all you people want to understand, because you've had your ancestors from that have gone on before you, so you could be here now. And if they hadn't done what they did, you would not be here, period. So you want to invite them to help you and support you. You want to want them, they want the best for you to be happy, because if you're happy, guess what? They're going to be happy too. So all the times, if you enjoy a joyful moment, they've enjoyed that moment with you. And so it's to your benefit to enjoy as much as possible in life, because you're going to spread and share that joy with them, and that's what they want for you, so that they too can enjoy it for themselves as well. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. And it's just, like in Mark chapter 4, in God's word, he describes words like a tiny mustard seed. So when it's sown, it's less than all the other seeds, one of the smallest. But when it grows up, it becomes greater than all. And so the more that you hear the word of God, the seed, the watering every day, that positivity, that positive input into your soul, into your spirit, and hearing the positive message. And that's one amazing thing about the Bible and about, God's Word, is that it's positive, and it's the blueprint to your life. And every day that hearing the Word of God, it fills your soul and your spirit with the positivity, and that the more that you hear the Word, the more you become the things that are the promises and the things that happen within the Word.
Exactly. Got it.
We're almost like you have a vision board, so everything that you envision comes to manifestation. It comes to existence. The things that you see and you visualize, you can put a photo of a beautiful wedding that you want, that I envision myself to have, a beautiful, amazing husband, a man who loves me and treats me the way that I deserve to be treated. God's been there for me. I believe it. I know. And I have the vision. I put that on my vision board, and it's going to manifest. God's got a vision and a plan. His vision, and the wonderful thing about our lives now, here, in the now, is we live now today, not living yesterday. Forget about the past, all the things, the hurts and the pains and the horrible things that people have done to you. That's not you. That's not your life today. That's not who you are in this moment. And what we need to realize is that it's been a huge thing for me, a hurdle to get past this. Forget about the past, knowing that I can envision things that I desire to manifest in life that I need to live right now today, in this very moment, and enjoy being here with you on your radio show. And you're making my day an amazing day to be able to tell my story, that hopefully I can help somebody who's in similar situations, that they can make that change.
I want to be clear on this, that I'm not making you at all. I'm supporting you and being you. And for you to give me that power over you, to me, is not healthy. And I don't accept that. And not that it's a bad thing or good thing. I'm not trying to argue with you. But you might want to understand that you are in charge of your life, and I'm happy to support you in that. Absolutely, I am.
Absolutely, we're free. We have the free will and the choice in life. Everything is our own choice to what we choose, the path that we choose to take.
And I appreciate that you give me that power, but like I said, that would mean, in the reverse, that would mean that you would have power over me as well in the reverse. But that's how I understand good, healthy relationships. When people are supportive of each other, and sometimes, you just have to let people get their face hit the mud before they realize that they're ready to deal with their stuff and get out of there and move on and move forward and be who they are. And you're right. The best thing is to not live in the past, not live in the future. My mother, I don't know if she still does. She used to live in the past all the time. Always talk about the past, but the past is the past. You can't change it. It's over. It's a done deal. And the best way to live life, the healthiest way to live life, is to live here and now, be present, with your every breath, with your every action, word, and deed, and just be. So absolutely.
Yes, absolutely, and that helps to have a helpmate and a teamwork together. Nothing in life is ever accomplished solely. It's always a team concept. So as much as one person is so instrumentally important, it takes the others to build up and accomplish. So teamwork is always so important in allowing others in your life to be able to come in and help you, to be open to be able to be helped.
So we got about 5 minutes left, Monique, and wow, this is going by fast, but a couple of things. First of all, what advice do you have to other women that are, in the same situation that you have been? And what now? What happens with Monique now?
Well, I'm in the midst of this divorce. There's about $1 billion worth of assets that I get half of. And so there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a big bright light, and God's got this amazing plan. I'm appreciative and grateful for every day that's a gift. I think at a certain place when God gives you opens these doors and brings these things, I'm just appreciative, and I really want to help everybody that I can help with the blessings that I'm going to be receiving. So I think just to get the courage to see that the fear is false, and perfect love, God's love casts out that fear. There is a better place for you. There is something better for you out there. You don't have to stay where you are if it's going to cause your health or your life or anything to where you're in jeopardy of your full potential in you becoming you and all the dreams and hopes you have. Anything that is hindering you or stopping you is not the place where you are to be. And God's got a better plan and purpose, and just to keep your head up and be strong. Be strong, and every day is a new day, and that courage will come. You just have to be strong and go and get the goals and dreams that you believe that you want. The things that you're given, these gifts, go and accomplish them. And so I'm just appreciative and grateful that I've gone through this, and that I'm able to tell my story to help other people.
Nice. So I want to thank you for stopping by and sharing your valuable story with us. And I'm sure that there's lots of other women out there that really could use could benefit from listening to the story. I'm sure that. And so and just to let you guys know, I don't know what's going on here in Blackstone. It just keeps snowing and stuff. And today it snowed about 3 or 4 inches, at least maybe 5 inches. I don't know. But it's been raining and snowing. Snow is purity and purifying the energy, and the water is cleansing the emotions and the emotions and being. So I guess the people in Blackstone need a lot of clarity and a lot of emotional unity or whatever. So,
I heard today there's a frequency in the water that the positive things in the water, because there's life in that water. So there's a frequency that comes up from all over with the water of positivity.
Oh, interesting, nice. And I'm sure that would be good for the ecosystem out there in the marine life. So I'm sure that would be that's awesome. So, anything else you want to say real quick? We have about 1 minute.
I just want to thank you so much for the opportunity and allowing me to spend tonight with you and with your listeners, and thanking you for the day and the time. I really am appreciative, and anybody out there, just be strong and just stay emotionally connected. There is more for you out there.
Absolutely. So I want to thank all of you for stopping by. Have a God-bless week. Be the love that you are, always have been, and always will be. Aloha.
Aloha.